right there. Lighted up an efficiency. What a great efficiency shot that was yesterday. They blasted that target. Good looking shot.
Chris, talk about these teams like we talk about Hagerman running hard and Belmore running hard on the edge. It's just a different philosophy for different teams, right?
Yeah, you know, some of these teams have to try and pull points out of wherever you can. And, you know, we were in that situation for years where we weren't so good in ladders. Fortunately, a couple of years that we won recently, our ladder team came together really well. But, you know, you gotta point wherever you can and try and take advantage of the events that you're strongest in to make your day happen.
There goes the equipment for him and Johnny Tosh doing the private area uppercast. Here's, great. Here's Lou. What's he, 85 years old?
If you live in Hagerman and you don't know Lou, forget it. You don't live in Hagerman.
Johnny C driving the van. He drove the C-truck, which was too bad. It cost him 2 contests. All right. Next up, we're going to go to the fourth place team. The West Hempstead Westerners coming down the track. Nassau County.
Yeah, so that's back on the track in the top 5. Again, they won here in 2012.
7.5 points. They closed the day pretty good. They picked up 5 points of motor pump on that. Beautiful shot. That thing goes up on the first class. I think we want to have to do judges. West Hempstead, Andrew Bromo from Cleveland there. Deep behind him. Danny Bromo with the white hat on behind him. Another runner in the middle. Beautiful guys here.
West Hempstead. Showing off a little uniqueness. What color gray is that?
West Hempstead picks up 9 points in the last 3 contests.
That looks like our broadcast uniforms, Billy. Black, gray, and white every year. Black, gray, and white.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Matches our trailer. Look, you can tow the trailer out and be great. Christian, you handle something over there?
There's our equipment right now coming down. D-truck, C-truck here for the West Hempstead Westerners. They won the tournament here back in 2012 in an upset that year between them and Wellesley. They fought it out right to buckets and they beat them by a point. Kenny Brome, the driver right there. Proud father of Andrew and Danny Brome coming through the race.
And your 5th place in the drill, the Bayshore.
Yeah, one of the most exciting shots of the day was that bucket run that gets him on the track.
Chris, how about that 11th bucket just hanging around, and then the light going out? If you watch the replay,
Man, that was one of those, like, my heart dropped for them because the 12th bucket never made it up there, and then all of a sudden the light changed. That was saving grace right there, you know.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Witness that again. I'm timing. I'm looking up for the light. The light don't go, and there's no 12, and all of a sudden the light went.
I actually said, like, out loud, "Oh shh,"
Yeah.
and then the light went out.
I heard Cole was halfway through a diatribe, and it turned into a bunch of glee, I guess, a bunch of glory.
I'll tell you, if that thing said it's just a touchdown, it's a state record.
Nice. That was a great looking shot. Guy Leggio leading the Bayshore band through here.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, he's a good drum major, and Bayshore's been known to take some trophies in this parade. Looking good in their Hawaiian shirts. A lot of the drill team members in there.
See a bunch of the Bayshore Redskins in the band as well.
Chris, could you imagine finding time to play an instrument with everything you're doing now? I mean, being a fireman, being a drill team guy, being a family man. They gotta learn to play a ding for a drum or something.
No, I don't play that. I just coach the class and stuff.
Okay, but Bayshore finishing up with 10 points yesterday in the top 5. That big bucket shot. He went from sad to glad the other day. Any idea?
South Hempstead.
Oh, okay.
Right, I gotta do the next page here.
Right, next year's host.
This is why I have a notebook.
So South Hempstead along with West Hempstead will be next year's host. Indians. Rascals coming through, getting nice here. Matt up there.
There you go, Matt. DJ. Everyone's smiling. Here comes the Rascals equipment right now. President Matt Spinelli from Nassau County driving the trailer.
I'm confused. West Hempstead's Holler.
I
know I'm a year behind things here, but last year when South Hempstead came in the top 5, and we didn't that day, but to see the smile on Ray's face, and go over and give him a hug and congratulations, and have him tell me that that's the first time in, I think it was 48 years, that he's ever gone down the track in a state tournament. Made me squeeze him again.
Count your blessings, Chris. You know, you want to win every year, and I get it. We're all competitive, but you know, you've had your successes, you had your failures, and tough years. Don't get me wrong, but you have those successes, and you take them for granted sometimes.
Yeah, just like I said, I was happy for them, and then when somebody whispered that in my ear, I was like, oh man. And I gave him another little squeeze to congratulations. That was cool.
Yeah. South Hempstead, the co-host for next year's state tournament down on Long Island, be Hempstead. Them and the Westerners going to be doing that. It's a nice time. Great. Disneyland, Wall Street, and Hempstead. All right, this should be the Icelandic Wolves coming down here next.
I believe that's what I heard. They have a band as well.
South Hempstead snuck in there on the host for next year, so good for them.
Well, I do know.
Threw me off for a second there. All right.
I think Main Transit tried to position the bands and spread them out in the parade, which is kind of nice. It gives the fans watching a chance to enjoy bands, 1 or 2 in each division.
Hey, hats off to Iceland, a rebuilding year here. Tough time. First 3, they only ran 4 contests, so anything with horses in it. First 3 went by boards, and all of a sudden, motor broke, they take a shot. Bang, they run a 5.99. And that was a good-looking shot right there. Tommy G buries the target. Leggio and Kennedy on the 100. Mike Wilton pumped it. Good-looking shot.
I was talking to Kennedy after the tournament. He brought me through their last practice, how they ran that like 9 to 10 times, ran punt. And they couldn't get it right. They got it right maybe 2 times. And they said, well, we'll do what we can, we'll do what we can. And you come out and run. You didn't run a 6.3 and take a few points. You ran a 5 at the state drill. I mean, that was huge for Iceland.
Also, Robbie Alen and Icelandic, part of the Parade Champion duo last night here on the track. Good to see that. So they got their win this minute though.
It's kind of pretty cool watching Cody get to run with his dad next to him coming down the track and see hose and be hose.
Yeah, Cody was giving it to him at the track this morning. Said, what the hell, Dad? I was ready with the nozzle. Where was the water? Anthony Pazzo driving the van through here. Tyler, another party champion last night. He gives us the peace sign.
Yeah, we were joking yesterday, Chris. I could see, watching the tape, I could see Cody telling his father, Dad, if you get your butt down a little, or drop down, or get your elbow out, whatever.
That's great.
You got a better shot at giving me water. Give me water, Dad.
Kennedy over there.
Cody's one of those really cool racing kids that's always trying to pick your brain, and fortunately we have a pretty good friendship with Iceland, and I've known Cody since he's been a little boy.
Oh, he's great.
And he's always willing to come over and ask you this or that, or trying to get a little bit of advice, which is great to see and hear, and I appreciate when guys seek me out for stuff like that, because it makes me feel good.
Of course it does. Of course it does. And people did it for you, Chris. You did the same thing. You were taught the right way, and if you come up in this, and everybody's willing to talk to Cody and really anybody that comes.
All right, here's the Belmore Ball Breakers right here, led by Chief Brando up front there. They had a nice looking tournament yesterday. Jay Podolsky, their area rep, he rode down on the Dansville truck before. Did a nice job driving that beat truck. We'll see Mike Miller the rest of the season, though. That'll be at the Labor Day invite in West Hempstead. Danny Schmidt, Decker Dan, driving the Chiefs car down behind him.
Hey, Billy, Belmore. I believe gentleman from Belmore won the 50-50 yesterday. The guy that was cooking all the food that they were bringing up.
Oh, the guy sent us some great food.
He won the 50-50 that guy.
Yeah.
Possibly one of the most impressive haulers that we've seen so far today here.
Look at that thing. I mean, that's real. That's ready to go.
That's legit trucking. That's like straight out of the movie Over the Top right there.
That is a convoy. I think it's bigger than the trailer and the other thing put together. Here's the big B truck here, the first truck ever to run a 7.
I bet you that thing didn't struggle getting up any hills on the way.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, they got enough horsepower there for the weight.
All right, next we have the Farmingdale department, the home of the bandits right here.
Big C-hole shot yesterday, Billy.
Huge C-hole shot, 12-6. Yeah, rebuilding here, and I wasn't expecting anything, and I tell you what, they had a great tournament here 5 years ago, came down the track in 4th place. They won both hose contests that day, and tell you what, great shot yesterday, just came up a little short, 4 points.
A lot of pride over there in Farmingville, and again, rebuilding, as we hear about several teams, but when you get a big shot in a state tournament, it can go a long way.
I think you know these next guys. You want to take us through this one, Chris?
I don't think I've ever watched. It's been 30 years since I watched the Pistonakas work.
We got a little time. Everybody's still watching Farmingville, so think about what you want to say about your brothers. Good and bad. We don't pull any punches up here. If you got a couple of zingers, now's the time, Chris.
Oh, yeah,
you might never get this opportunity again.
Nope, no punches to be pulled. I love these guys.
You want to tell us about one time at band camp or anything like that?
There's no stories to tell, man.
Listen, I hang with you. I know the stories.
It's been 30 years since I've not marched in a parade with the Piston Knockers.
You're almost tearing up over there.
I am.
I can see it.
I can see it.
It's emotional.
Here comes North Lindenhurst. Scott Rice, our first vice president for there. Rob Scarangella, the financial secretary as well. 3 points on the door for North Lindenhurst. Keeping the streak alive. That was a close one there, Chris.
That must have been good when they hit that sea ladder, boy.
Pete Maslinski, nice job in motor pump yesterday. One of the Copiague guys back from the 90s. Chris has done today. He's 8 for 8 in the state tournament record of hitting hydrants. So good to see him there. A-Rock behind him. Big hand from the crowd for these guys.
Yeah, Chris taking a break from the mic to cheer on his brothers. It's a really tight group there, and they showed it yesterday. They showed heart and guts and everything you can want in a drill team and a brotherhood, and makes us proud to be there.
Driving the truck down, Kevin Connell. One of the all-time greats of our sport right there, Kevin Connell.
If you pay close attention, you can see my son in the backseat there too, one of our juniors that came up with us.
Oh, very nice.
As we finish up here, Joey Dorada.
Joey.
Coming through here.
Working the van.
Who's next to Joey right there?
Brian Wimlin.
That's his name. All right, next up we got the Port Washington Roadrunners. Not the deal they were looking for. Just down the money across the board, but not a bad day for the Port Roadrunners at all. Good to see them out there. Definitely one of the older teams on the track. 57-year-old Hydra man Steve Brickadillo doing a nice job yesterday.
Yeah, with Chris, we thought if we ever start a senior circuit, they'd have to jump on everybody, those guys.
Yeah, no doubt. Stan Davis, of course, drives the C-Truck for him, our president. He's giving it to them right now, and good to see Doc tell him he's number one in his book.
Yeah. Hey, listen, just going back to North Lindenhurst, and Chris, the guys that stepped up, the old timers, we've gone over it over and over, but it was my understanding that the A-Rock was warming up with the potential to run buckets, and I could just see him going, hey, everybody's getting a shot at this. What about me? I want to try. I mean, I could see myself being like that.
He had a little FOMO, I think, once Pete hit the hydrant motor pump. And he did try warming up. He told me afterwards that it didn't quite go how he hoped it would. But hey, I give him kudos for giving it a shot and even thinking about that if it was needed that he was there for us. Yeah. And you know what? I'm 100% sure that if we said, yo, just lay it in there and get up to the top, he would have done it.
Just quick, I was talking to you guys. I wrote back with them last night. I said, you know what? At this age, if I still had a team and they asked me to run a nozzle shot, I would try it. You know, heartbeat, I would try it.
Yep.
Here we go. Who's this, Bill?
Here's Hicksville right now. Doug Chiz right there on the outside of the flag. 566 of Pete Larry yesterday. The answer is a 666. Yeah, I had to see his face until they turned it to the 5. It was nice. Hicksville getting it done. They've been out there 3-4 times this year. Still getting after it. Good to see the Hicks out there. Bobby Lang, the chief out in front, driver there for many, many years. Pete Abs and the rest of the boys coming down. Danny Rico Suave.
Yeah, we were getting our ladder checked when they ran their B ladder shot. And I watched it, and they announced 666, and I was like, huh?
What was that?
Like, I did that old school double take, you know, where you look up, and then I'm like, that didn't look like a 666.
I'm doing my announcing, you know, I got my watch on, I'm like, oh, it should be in the mid-5s or something. They go 6. I'm like, I was ready to throw my watch off the arch.
Something's wrong here.
Yeah.
All right, next team comes through right now. You have the North Merrick Step Jumpers.
Another nice, tight group of guys.
They're coming along a long way. Not quite they missed the hydrant efficiency that was really there.
Yeah.
Their shot there was too bad.
Yeah, it's a shame because they've been running really good efficiency, and you know, again, you go for that big shot, they'd be getting low stick times, and you run the risk of missing, and they did, unfortunately, on the big day.
And they had a couple nice pictures with the bachelorette party on the truck afterwards.
The girls, I don't know if they found the girls or the girls found them, but that was a pretty good photo they threw up there yesterday on the group.
Yeah,
sometimes things just work out for you, you know?
Yeah. It's Ken Beach and the 222 crew. A lot of fun seeing those guys yesterday. Girls, I should say.
Listen, there's some good-looking stump jumpers over there. You got to give them that.
Hey.
The young bucks, you know.
I just liked when the girls said, for obvious reasons, that's why we wanted to come to the New York State Firemen's Championships.
It was a fun day yesterday.
Of course, that's not me or you, more like Chris Connor, not us. All right, here we go. Next up, the East Farmingdale Hares. Right over there next to the airport. They're going to merge it with Huntington Manor. Had a decent run going there in the Seahorse competition, and the nozzle just would not go on for Matt Kilbridge. Felt bad for him on that one because they try hard out there.
Yeah, East Farmingdale's been a mainstay in the racing world for a long time. Chris, they're over in your neighborhood, right?
Yeah, you know, one of the great guys in racing, Robbie Burnham, is always willing to help out, pitch in, do whatever he can for you. I mean, he's pulled our trailer back and forth to practice multiple times when we had issues over the
And Chief
my time in racing. So
Chief Whitey up front leading them down the through the arch. He's a fun guy, I tell you. He's just a bag of laughs. Him back in the day.
Billy, do you find all these fun people, or do they find you? How does this all work out? Like, you know that the biggest partiers in every town.
it's a natural attraction.
All right, next up we have the Lindenhurst Fire Department Snails. They did not get shut out. They scored a half a point when they tied with Point Pleasant with the 8:35 and P Hose.
So, how many teams do we actually have participate yesterday? 27, 28?
Somewhere around that.
Do you know how many scored?
17 teams.
17 teams. You know that, Chris? Crazy.
All right, here's Ryan Kennedy right here up front with a sporting a good-looking mustache right
Oh,
there.
yeah. He's showing it off
He's
now.
a good-looking guy. He's a president of Suffolk County Association.
Takes it very serious in parade.
Just got banned. There's Paul Callahan, my namesake, doing the digging yesterday. It was good to see him out there.
I don't know if it was good to see him out there. I'm glad his team was out there. He probably shouldn't have been the one doing it.
He looks like he's ready to get off the track right now.
All it is, I don't know if they're wet from the rain or we're going to sweat from marching and beating those drums, but they're wet.
Tom Wolfman over there, former Hodger man, because sporting the gold, and here's the ladies auxiliary for the Lindenhurst Fire Department.
Yep. Ladies looking good.
I just looked over the scorecard here. You had 28 teams that made passes down the track in one way or another, and 17 that scored.
17 scored. That's a pretty big percentage.
I tell you, handsome looking Chiefs cars right here for these guys. They all sharp. They're all cleaned up nice.
Hey, Lindenhurst, again, been around this forever. It's not their first rodeo. They always show up and shine.
Little known fact, that's a village thing there. The village is the one that helps them purchase their equipment, and they force them to get red Chiefs cars.
Oh, really?
That's it.
I guess that looks pretty obvious now that you mentioned it, Chris.
Waymo John Palermo driving the third car on line, followed up by Tom and Rick.
It's funny, right? There's not a lot of straight up red Chiefs cars anymore.
Yeah, especially 4 of them.
And they look great. I like that version of red, too. All right, take us through this one, Lenny. Who we have here?
Look at this, the St. James Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary. Without the rest of the department, made the trip all the way up here from St. James, Long Island, just to parade and continue their name out there. They've got some state championships to their name, and here they are.
I think you know one or two of those ladies, huh?
Yeah, one's the wife, and a stepsister, and a couple of neighbors, yeah. Here comes St. James Ladies Auxiliary.
I tell you, ladies looking good. Yeah, with no band, it's hard to keep in step, and they look great together.
All right, let's hope it was worth the plane tickets I paid for to get the trophy home. That's all. Always good. The ladies do a great job for us. They have a lot of pride, like I said, and they keep our fire department name out there, along with the Wildcat Association. We don't, unfortunately, get much support from the rest of them, and if you're listening, sorry, it's the truth, and come talk to me if you have a problem with it.
West Iceland coming through here next. They had a really good tournament yesterday, and they're showing a lot of progress. They got into the 20s in buckets, and they've been coming a long way. They took 7 seconds off their first round of the year, so working hard right here. Bruce Wilson right there, the driver with the white shirt in the front. Talked to him last night. Good-looking crew right here.
Yeah, we said earlier, Billy, they've been kind of crawling to get going the last couple of years, and now they seem to be walking. You know, they've taken that little bit of a step, and now they got to keep it going. And keep learning from other teams and watching tape and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I was talking to Bruce. He says he's going to start getting a little bit more. I mean, you got to start somewhere. All right, next up we have the Federation here. Car Place, Westboro, New Hyde Park, marching under the New Hyde Park banner right here. Bonadian out front. The bird on the outside, senior bird. Hey, might get us the chief of Car Place leading the way.
You know, Chris, you think with 3 large Nassau departments, they get at least most men in line, right? I mean, come on.
We got a bench. Kevin McGowan, nice job on the hydrant yesterday, and B-Hose was a good one, just out of the money. They scored 3 points in efficiency. That was a really nice shot, just missed that West Sable shot. They blasted it. Matt Peck crushing the target, B-Hose, and nice job by Chris Moretta blasting the target in efficiency. New Hyde Park hauler with a B truck from Car Place and the new C truck, which flew yesterday. After breaking the motor on Monday night, they were able to get it back on the track, and it looked great. Just one step short of maybe getting a point and seal on it too. All right.
Mike Athena's taking some some high fives and congratulations. His birthday in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Big 7-0. He might want to look forward when he's driving. Made that mistake here probably years ago, like a lot of other drivers, turning around before it was too soon.
So Lenny, while I was incapacitated yesterday, I didn't really catch. How did the Wildcat fundraiser go yesterday?
You know the winner.
Went very well. We had 240 entries, so that was 1,200 to the winner and 1,200 to Zippy. That went really good. And Pat Jaffairs, his first time not making it since '68, as you know, was the winner from Florida.
Good to go, Pat.
All right, here's the Seldon Fire Department right here. They host a tournament every year for us out there at the Ridge facility. John Barnett up in front. Good-looking crew here. They brought a bunch of guys up for this parade.
Yeah, they take parading seriously over there in Seldon.
This junior's got a serious stomp going here, huh?
Yeah.
Look at the juniors going.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, Seldon looking sharp.
Looks a little military to me almost, right, Chris?
I feel like I need to stand up.
Up. Actually, they're practicing to stop at the hydrant when it's wet, right? Those little pitter-patter steps. Stan, we got the parade guru with us. Guru. Chris getting his chops broke a little bit for some drill team guys that he's playing with us. All right, so there goes Seldon Juniors stepping it out. I mean, I like it. They're showing some pride in their department. They're doing something together. I like it. Chris, that's how you practice the steps to stop and when you're getting off at the hydrant when it's hot and there's a lot of water, right?
Just like it.
Little baby steps.
Just like it. So speaking of Patch Affairs, I'm sure he was around all day listening, and he's down in Florida recovering from his surgery that he had. And according to my father, he's been doing really well, getting better, and on the road to recovery already. So looking forward to seeing Pat back up and at him soon enough. If you're listening, Pat, hope you're doing well, bud.
Yeah, he actually did this broadcast with us last year.
Yes.
It's kind of fun. Him and Chapman.
You know, I was kind of wondering if somebody was going to try and get him on the phone like he did to Twan a couple years ago.
I was gonna yesterday. We were just going in every which way.
Sorry, who was that? You had Ralph on the phone a couple years ago. I remember that one. That was interesting.
Yeah, always is.
Here come the 40 Thieves from Patchogue with a nice 856 just under the money and beer hose there, but really getting it done. They got the C-Truck back this year, and they're looking good.
Yeah, they combined with Seldon, and they made some noise in a couple of races this year. And let's hope they can keep it together in the off-season, these two, and really come back with a really complete 8-race team.
Yeah, Billy Champ will do a nice job over there. Dave Morehouse, Mike Pinckney there driving the rig through. Always a fun guy. Next up, we have the Oyster Bay Teddy's Boys, the home of the Wet Bandits. They scored in 3 contests yesterday. End up with, where are we at here? 4.5 on the day. 4.5 points on the day. 601 the motor pump. Just missed the 5.
I got
a looking shot.
Got a little bone to pick with Chris Perry after that missed 601 call in motor pump.
It's terrible.
Take it up with him, Chris.
Again, I stuck watching it from the hospital. I'm like, ooh.
Darryl says it's all about him running Fat Man. Nothing to do with the Wet Bandits over there. Steve O'Neill, nice job climbing the ladder yesterday. Got a point there in B ladder as well. So here we go. Nice job, Oyster Bay.
You know, everybody likes to pick on Darryl, me included. However, I was focusing on him during the run, and he did do a nice job being right behind an announcement for whatever that's worth, and being an announcement and pumping. It's crazy important for that guy to be in position.
And I'll tell you,
Darryl was in a great spot.
in the motor pump car, this is a tough track. You get some big water here, and
his timing-
Baldwin found out about that yesterday.
His timing was right on, and again, they had a great run. Congrats to the Teddy's boys.
All right, next up we have the Copiague Fire Department, home of the Yellowbirds, and Mr. Excitement himself, Chris Pratt. Chief Danny Boyles leading them through the leading them out there.
Chris Brandt always makes ladders look interesting. He's such a good climber. It's
Worth
crazy.
the price of admission, Chris.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he always has a smile on his face. 536 B ladder, 927. Good shot there, got him a half a point. So they scored in both the motorized contests 2 years in a row.
I don't know if there's a climber in history, and I'm not saying his team is bad, but that's climbed more bad ladders well than him. Consistently year after year.
And he makes up for some shortcomings, and he gets to the top every time.
Yeah, I mean, they've had truck issues over the years. He's made up for that. The driver's been pretty spot on, but he's got to cycle the guys in and out with diggers and throwers, and we all know what that's like. And they're doing their best with him, and practices have been limited. I hear it all, but he somehow comes through and makes it look like a run.
Yeah, Chief Dom Newsy there driving the Chiefs car that we used the last time we were up here. Charlie Fitz driving over here, his father up front driving the first Chiefs car.
This rig looks awesome. Look at the paint job on the nose
Everything
of
looks
it.
great.
The hose box is right. Everything.
I tell you what, Charlie had
Not a
a
problem.
great year behind the wheel for Charlie.
That is a good looking rig.
You know, little side note, fun group of guys there. The guys that went to the Chief's office, Charlie Fitch and Dom and all them. Only problem is when they try and close out your firehouse at the end of the night. It's like having Billy stuck at your place and trying to leave.
Last call.
It's almost like it's a competition to see how long they can keep you there.
Well, you guys just gave up years ago. Your father just gave me the code to the door and said, lock up when you're done. Here's the North Belmore. Ricky Dinks has started off 6.5 points and just couldn't quite get on the track at the end of the day. But they ran a couple good shots there. A little deep in sea ladder, but good looking runs.
I like the team unity. Everybody wearing the yellow shades, even though it's a cloudy day. But they're wearing their Dinks yellow.
Nice shot in B hose. Nice shot in B ladder as well.
Does that guy on the back on the right have a stick-on beard too, or is that real?
Oh, that's for real.
Oh yeah, that's Danny Forth back there. He was the turn-on man of efficiency. Does a good job. I love the glasses.
I do too. Everybody's wearing them. It's uniform. Even the drivers of the rigs, folks.
Oh, a lot of whites there. We got the Artie White, we got Thomas White, we got Artie White the third, Nick White, and their father driving the Chiefs car right there. All right, Domino driving the last truck. He's always been around forever. Nice guy there as well.
Is that the engine or is there a gap?
Gotta have a division here somewhere, don't we? Oh, we're missing Neil Block. No, there's more coming over. More to come. Okay. Oh, we haven't seen the upstate people. Or western people, I should say.
I might have to step out for a minute and just check on my luggage and then it's in the right place, but I'll be back.
All right. So next up, you got the Freeport Fire Department coming up next. See how they do it. They usually try to, come in big for the parades. Usually a lot of flags, a lot of people. Chris getting a little assistance up here. This must be a break in the action here for the next division of the parade. Freeport, followed by Miller Place, Spencerport, Henrietta, Point Pleasant, and Brentwood. I don't know if you see Brentwood there with their Continental band. They're always a good time. See them for the Battle of the Bands afterwards. So far, if you're out there and watching this thing, we got the Flip Cup Championships for the state title taking place after the tournament today. You gonna get an hour, Chris?
I was planning on playing, but I don't really know if I can crunch and flip at the same time.
Are you guys gonna put an entry into that?
I'm sure the boys will play.
Yeah, good stuff.
We do meet the requirements for the females that we need in order to participate.
That's important.
That's a tough find if you don't have, you didn't bring any wives or girlfriends up.
Hey, listen, man, you know the world today. Anybody can identify as a female if you really want to.
There's a walking around bachelorette party somewhere. If you
I do like
grab
that.
a few of them.
I identify.
They tried to talk me into playing as a female.
Interesting. We'll see how the judges look at that. It is 2025, Chris. You might have a legit break there.
Can't tell me I'm not.
All right,
I tried that at an Islander game once in the ladies' room, and it didn't go so well.
So here comes the Freeport Fire Department. You can always tell they have the big color guard out there, bunch of flags. I bet you're looking at about 50, 60 people in line. I don't know what I can't tell you yet, but they usually run a big crew.
A lot of flags. A lot of flags.
They have the Saxton band is going to be doing the playing for the Freeport Fire Department. All right. You hear them marching down the street here. Band sounding good. They look sharp coming down. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, coming into view. I see lots of lights down there. Freeport's always impressive. Even when they're all dressed up until like 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night, they wouldn't take their uniform off.
Oh man. You always thought, Chris, like the up here for the tournament, and then once the tournament's over, the parade's over, then let your hair down, have a few beers with people we haven't seen, and we won't see you again until next year at this time.
Yeah, these guys won't let down their guard,
Oh no, not at all. You know that. Had a tough time with the beach truck yesterday. They got a little help from the Icelandic Fire Department. They lent them a starter to get the B-rig running, and they gave it a shot, and it just did not look good after B-ladder. It sputtered and made a lot of smoke, and they put it back up on the trailer.
You know, they've had some trouble. I know they had some trouble in Hempstead with the starter and some issues and things like that. That was with the other E-truck that they were using, the old Merrick one. And then they came here, and I see them again having a very similar starter issue. I think it was on Thursday when we were all trying to run our trucks. Oh, yeah. They just, maybe they need a different starter installer.
Okay, look at these guys coming down. They came to play. Look at, they look super sharp, I tell you.
Yeah, Freeport always looks great in the parades.
Coming in big. They want that parade prize, that's for sure.
I think they won the award for most people in the line of march already. They might be the only one in the 35 and over group.
Yeah, they changed up some of the groups there, Chris. There's only, I think, 3 groups that they judge now with the new structures. But here, let's take a listen to these guys. 8 flags in the front, looking really good. Sounds pretty good too. I tell you, there's a bunch of men in line here, that's for sure. You got a camera on that, Chris?
They're about that 35 mark or so. Most of the drivers and the car guard, they're in the 55 or so range. That's impressive.
I remember years and years ago, they would go through before the parade, and if you weren't spot on,
You weren't marching?
they'd stick you in a truck or they'd send you home, they wouldn't pay you.
Wow.
That's how tough they were.
We pay people to march. They pay people not to march.
Yeah, just think they had like, you know, back then, like Lindenhurst, Rockville Center, those teams used to, the departments used to have 200 men in line. It was always something fun to watch.
One big one for the year is always the Lindenhurst Parade because it's our neighbors and we get a really good showing from our own fire department to come out.
I saw you was at the St. Patrick's Parade in Lindenhurst. That was a fun day.
St. Patty's Day Parade's a good time.
Yes.
That is a good time.
You know, everyone says they hate parading, but every time I go to St. Patrick's, there's 8 parades in like 4 weeks, and I see everybody at every parade. Everyone has no problem marching in those.
Fun parades are fun. Serious parades are a tough sell. The St. Patty's Day Parade's great, and a couple years ago, Tommy Moran kind of sort of blackmailed us into going to the parade in Farmingdale Village. The Columbus Day Parade, that was a raid too.
That was a lot of fun. We won that one. There's been a place right now. We had a heavy shot in C-hose, 1245. Just couldn't find the nozzle in B-hose. That would have been a monster shot too, and they got a point in buckets to finish with 6 points on the day.
They've been so impressive this year at B&C Hose, and like in general, just kind of pushing things where they had relaxed or they were taking it easy in some events. And to see them coming down the track, like my head turns every time they're coming down for B&C Hose now.
Oh yeah, they've had
you know for sure that they're going to run a shot.
They've had that heavy 769 shot of the year still in B-hose for the year. That's a tough one. All right, Miller Place moving it off the line here. Good bunch of guys over there, Miller Place. They've been working hard. All right, next up, you can tell by that truck right there, it's the Spencerport Red Onions from Spencerport Fire Department. Spencerport, they have their superstar guy over there is Scott on the Josh Marshall.
We got Josh Marshall. That's usually running really well for them. He's always another guy that kind of runs right along with Chris Brandt from Copiague. Always watching him get up the ladder.
Yeah, they started the day off with a 670 for a point and 3-man ladder, 691B ladder. And the days didn't go where they wanted it to go, but looking good. They're working hard. You know, the class of Western right now, they've won all the tournaments out here they have so far this season. I think they might have it locked up, but pretty close to it next week. We'll see them in Point Pleasant at the Point Pleasant Invite. And that will be next week, I think, at 1 o'clock start in Point Pleasant, just outside of Rochester, near Rondequoit.
Great weekend. Great time going up there and racing with those guys and hanging out with those guys.
Sure is. Woody driving the Spencerport truck down right here. Good looking trucks right here. I tell you, that C truck is deceiving.
Serious tie downs on that trailer, huh?
Next up, we have the Henry's, and then merged with the Seabreeze Fire Department. Belmore, Chris Mudd on the rerun. They got a 669, 2 points. Nice job, 562, 975 sea level. They had a really nice tournament yesterday, I thought. Josh Marshall's dad right there, calling the shots. Robodino, bring up the rear.
Who was it back in the day that used to have the bus with the C truck in the back of it, and then the B truck got pulled in the trailer behind it?
It might have been these guys.
Yeah. I remember that as a kid. Always got a kick out of.
Lake Placid of
Yeah.
they had some. They had
It might have been Copiague, with the back half of the bus was the C truck hauler.
Yes.
That was great.
And those trucks had all these things welded on the side. They had the B trucks. They had those welded. Looked like something from Mad Max, you know?
That's right, guys. It was definitely Copenhagen. I remember it as well.
Copiague with the bus you talking about?
Yeah, the orange bus.
Yeah, like I said, one of those kid things that I always went and watched them unload. It was always a kick.
Terry Thomas right there doing the driving the Chiefs car. Brother of Mark from Point Pleasant. Speaking of Point Pleasant, here they are right here. The Bee Pickers. Yeah. Not the day they were looking for again, but they still scored a couple points on the day. Your 2 and C rider with that 921. Didn't quite catch your 911 there with that one. But, you know, Mike Passarelli, the climber there.
You know, going back to their tournament next week, these guys are the hosts extraordinaire. You know, they make sure they take care of all the guys that come in from Long Island, and throw a great tournament and have a good time. A lot of fun.
Yeah, all the teams from Western, they know how to do.
Yeah, Chief Vaccaro gives his Kyle gives his daughter, Pete Clark behind him. E.T. looking funny with a big hat up in front there. Good looking guys right here. Nice bunch of people up there. Like you said, you don't work for anything up there. They'll make sure everything happens for you. If you need any, they'll give you the shirt up the back. Literally, I have Mark's at home.
Absolutely.
And there's Mark right there with Spaz. They're hanging out with the truck.
Chris, I think I went up with you guys in 19 or something. I hung with you guys and flew with some of you. I don't think you flew with us, but I can remember Seabreeze showing up to the airport. Chris Champion, I think it was, right?
Yep, Chris Champion.
And with a cooler full of beer for the guys that were on the plane, and just unbelievable.
Yeah,
everybody.
that was the COVID year. It was 20.
Oh, 20. I'm sorry, 20.
And we finally had talked about it for years going up there, and we finally had the opportunity because of the broken up season, and kind of taught us a lesson about getting up and enjoying yourselves with the team and just making that trip. So we're going to try and make it an every couple of year excursion up there.
Yeah, it's a good time. Well, any drill team. Again, I went up just as a spectator, but it's a good time. Good team bonding, I think, is what Chris is referring to.
Oh, absolutely.
You get out there and you enjoy great hospitality.
And hats off there to Bobby Catone. If the rumors were true, I talked to him afterwards. He goes, "No one's supposed to know that." I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was privileged information." But there's a rumor out there that this might have been Bobby Catone's last state drill as a driver. But we'll see. His brothers wished him luck. It was a lot of fun.
You know, I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to decide I am retiring now because my department did it for me. But it's got to be a tough thing to say I'm done and then the team needs you to come back here and there, right, Chris? I mean, you've done it with senior guys. I mean, just did it yesterday. But you're never really retired if you're a drill team guy.
My dad tells our guys all the time, "I'll let you know."
He still doesn't consider himself that?
No, I'll let you know when you're allowed to retire.
Oh, he'll let you know when you're allowed. Well, we kind of had a loose rule with St. James. You got to race 10 years, otherwise you quit. If you didn't really race, you quit.
You didn't retire.
Yeah, you didn't retire, you quit.
So we do a little thing in Piston Knockers kind of history where you get a 20-year ring. And
I like that.
Yeah. So at 20 years, you get this really nice gold ring, and, you know, piston set in the middle of it. And I think we are up to 14 people that have reached the 20-year mark.
Nice.
So it's
Considering you only started in what, 70?
yeah.
What year did they start?
No, they started racing in. Well, it was 60 years was last year. So what does that put us in? I don't know. I can't do math.
You're a teacher, aren't you?
No. My brain doesn't turn back on for another 2 weeks.
1964.
35, so 65. So. Something like that.
64. All right, so we have I believe our last unit coming down here. It'll be the Redwood Fire Department. They have a good band. They They was trying to vie for the title in their category as well.
Are they the absolute last department, Billy?
I think
Yes,
so.
they were the last ones on the list.
Yeah, I don't know anyone else on here. So.
Either
Looks
they're
like we probably...
You guys might see Baldwin also. They're slow walkers. You
slow
know,
walkers, or they go in the wrong division?
Point Pleasant's a bunch of really fast movers, you know?
Oh.
They're good.
Catone's got to move.
Yeah, highly motivated.
Yeah, Brentwood, it was funny. Like years ago, these parades, and somehow we always got stuck next to Brentwood when we marched upstate, and it was great because they always had the band. They'd be up a couple of foot. We could always hear them, so it was good for the left foot. And we would always pitch quarters against the curb, and it was a lot of fun. That's where I met Mike Allen, Robbie Allen's brother, all those guys. The Beast, I loved him.
The Pistol Knockers have become professionals at trying to listen to other people's bands and try our best to not be out of step.
It was that, and sometimes we would have North Amityville. And those guys,
Remember the drummers with attitudes?
The drummers with attitudes.
Oh,
I'll tell you what,
they were so much fun.
They got a beat and a half. That's not like these guys. It's something else.
What year was that?
You're grooving. It was
Chris? I
nice.
remember the smile going on my face when you guys came down the street. You had that, right?
We did. We did. We had them one year. And then the more recent one that we found when we were down on Long Island is that those Brass Monkeys.
Oh, that was the other one.
Those are the guys. We had them in
That was
Merrick.
like a New Orleans jazz band. Almost,
Yes,
right?
we had them in Merrick, and then we had them in CI last year. And if they straightened up this whole parade thing and gave an award for the most entertaining band, and you handed out surveys along the parade route,
they'd win every
they would have crushed everybody, because I've never seen so many people on the side of the parade route bobbing and beating to the music and dancing and moving around and laughing.
They were awesome.
Yours truly included. It makes you move. You hear music like that.
When they showed up the first time in Merrick, and it was a bunch of like kind of ragtag looking dudes, we were like, oh, what did we get into here? And then they started playing, and it was like everybody's faces lit.
I remember seeing you guys behind them laughing and smiling, just going, yeah, that's right, we got them, they're on.
Listen, they broke every traditional parade rule out.
That was right in the alley.
But they made everybody who was there enjoy the hell out of it.
Just quick before Brentwood comes in, do you guys remember the lawn chair brigade?
Yes.
There was guys that came down Billy with folding lawn chairs, making noises with it, in unison, like 8 or 10 or 12 of them. I remember them closing it.
The Pickles. 20 to 1. Bill's got some odds here on the parade thing. Here comes
He's got the inside information too, folks.
Yeah, Brentwood looking great right here.
He's the guy counting the ballots, I think.
They got the red, white, and blue looking sharp. They look sharp right here, Redwood.
Brentwood. Was it the Wanderers? Is that right, Billy?
The Wanderers, that's right. They've got many, many titles in their distinguished career.
Traditional fire department look.
They came all the way up here just they didn't race, and they're just here for this. Here we go.
Crowd's cheering them on. They like the look, love the music.
I don't see the Beast, but that's all right. Beast and Oilers.
I was going to make a negative comment. We had to wait so long, but they made it worth it. Congratulations, Brentwood. Great job.
Big fan of Manny up in the front left of the color guard band. That guy's been around for a long time. He's a good guy.
Yeah, one more department left of us likely will have the Baldwin Tom Cats will be bringing it up.
Late post entry.
Redwood, so I tell you, Baldwin had a really nice drill yesterday. Katie lit up the hydrant. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, they're showing us a little bit more this year, and I want to see it keep going. Yeah, and Chris, you're a team that does it. Keep practicing after the season's over. The weather's still good. Your equipment's running. Let's go.
It's not pre-season practice. It's pre-next season practice.
Okay, pre-next season, whatever you want to call it. But everything's in running order. The guys are together. Everything's there. Why not take advantage of the weather for a few more weeks?
That's a chance for, like, you could kind of use up the rest of your motors at the end of the year and not be concerned about beating them up, because they're going to have hopefully work done to them a little bit over the winter anyway.
You probably got a little racing fuel laying around that isn't necessarily great for the next year.
Use it up, and then find other people who aren't using theirs and get theirs too.
That's the way to do it. So here's Baldwin right now. Nice shot. I tell you, we saw it in motor pump. No one bothered to tell the guys, man, that this isn't Hempstead. You're not going to get to the line, and it was too bad. They had water through the truck. That was a sharp-looking run going right there.
Yeah, I mean,
just missed a 6 and 3 man. They ran a nice shot and beat ladder. And Jose 9-0 just misses the 8s.
they're coming on. But just listening to, again, Chris responding to me, it's never too soon to start next season, everyone. So, yeah, you did whatever you did yesterday. Have some fun today, recuperate. In a week or two, you get together with your team and you lay out the plan.
The prime example of that is the end of the 23 season. We practiced until November with Vinny driving twice a week.
Well, you knew you had a new driver coming.
Yeah,
There you go.
we had a new driver. We had a couple people we had to teach to jump, and it showed last year that Vinny had all that extra. Vinny had a whole season's worth of practice after the season was over.
Hey, Johnny Cochran bringing it a little harder than there's a B-hose here right now. He's driving that truck faster than B-hose.
Hey, I see one guy I want to try and get the microphone onto just before we go off the air, Billy. We finished up that tournament yesterday, obviously with the Bucket Brigade. Running the Bucket Brigade, and what the story I want to tell John Penny would come over is I told them at practice there was no way they could fill it in 11. John was screaming, "You got to do it in 11! You got to do it in 11!"
And
I
they
said,
did it in 11.
John, it's not happening. And they went and filled it in 11 yesterday. He sought me out an hour later, Billy, sitting up on his trailer. He just walked up to me and he said, "I told you we could do it." He walked away.
Let's talk about Grand Marshals here. Paul Susskind. Give him the mic.
I don't have anything in my head. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So I tell John Coughlin sees me at the meeting.
Hey, he drove faster there than a B-hose.
I said, he says, "I can't believe we had a parade less." I said, "You know how you solve that?
Said
We're
what?
top 5. He goes, "Oh, that helps." So I come by, I'm like, "You didn't have to be here. You couldn't have come in the top 5. You could have solved the problem." You know what he says? "No shit."
Hey, so that's going to do it for the parade here from the 2025 championship. We'll figure out who the winners are later. We're not going to broadcast out, I don't think. But all right, so that was a good shot there, everybody. Chris Connor, good to have you along.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, Chris.
No problem. Good time, guys.
Actually, sorry to have you. Actually, you shouldn't be here with us. You should have been up there in the top 5 somewhere.
Well, for a guy that never liked parading, all of a sudden today he wanted to parade, Billy.
I like you two guys, so that's okay.
Hey,
And even Chris Murphy most of the time.
yeah, big shout out to us out there, and I guess a big shout out to Chris getting all this stuff together. You got hit by the rain last night. He was here early in the morning making sure we were up and running this thing today. They did a great job. Everybody for the weekend. Good job, everybody. What do you think?
No, it was a great overall weekend. Again, other than for Chris, everybody came out of it pretty well. Again, thank you, Main Transit. Thank you, everybody that listens and sends donations. And we'll be doing it all again next week. We got the Town of Iceland. We got 2 Labor Day drills coming up. Stay tuned.
Yeah, Town of Iceland drill will be Friday night. It's 6 o'clock start, I believe, from CI. Then we go to Port Pleasant next Saturday, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock start up in Icelandic. Then we finish up the season strong at Hagerman for the Suffolk County Parade Championship deciders, and then the same thing in West Hempstead on Weir Street. And for Lenny and Paul and Chris and all the guys in the truck, all those kids from the junior hovels making things happen, thank you for tuning in this weekend from Main Transit for the New York State Championships. Congratulations again. So, Valley Dutchman. All right, there you go. So let's stay in the front. Congratulations again. And I think this is not in front of me, but the New York State Club.